Hi, I'm Tamara Haynes with the American Quilter magazine. I'm here today at Quilt Week with Sally Manke. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
And Sally is with Sally Manke Fiber
Artist.
and she has some wonderful patterns, but I peeked in on her class today and she was demoing a product that's been around a while, but we might have forgotten or didn't even know of all the uses. So I'm going to let her take over and give us some great reminders and new ideas.
Great, thank you, Tamara.
You're welcome.
Today I have what's called a Hera Tool, and I'm going to just show you and talk to you about some uses for it. You may have one in your toolbox. If you don't, it's a really inexpensive tool, so you can just pick one up at your local quilt shop and make your stitching a little bit easier. So the tool comes from Clover, and it just comes in a package like this. So you're looking for this package, and the tool looks like this. I'm going to just do some demoing on what this Hera tool does. I have just a sheet of fabric here, and so you can make straight lines that you just then can see the mark on the fabric. And the beauty of that is it's on the front side, you can see it on the back side, and there's no residue that's going to be left. It's a fine line, so it's not thick. It's easy to follow. Makes straight lines. You can use it for curved lines, for maybe doing a vine that you're going to applique on. You can also use it with rulers, so that if I wanted, I'm going to flip this over to the wrong side of the fabric here. If I were going to hem the edge of this up maybe on a pocket, the edge of some binding, anytime that you need to fold up a specific amount, I could just lay my ruler right along the edge of that. Using the Hera tool, I'm going to just press into this ironing board surface that I'm working on. I now have a straight line. It's very even, and it can just press up so that you can just touch that with your iron and it's going to stay put, and it just looks very even and professional. Some other uses for it might be if you're working with a piece of binding and you have all your bindings cut, you need to join them, and you need to put your 45-degree angle on there to mark it so that they're all exactly 45 degrees, and we can mark all of those. It shows up, it folds, and you can stitch right in that little ditch. So it's great with binding. It's also good if this were a half square triangle, if this were a square of fabric and I needed to make a line from corner to corner, I could just draw my line on and stitch my half square triangle a little bit on either side of there, and everything comes out. It presses out, it isn't permanent, and just makes it very easy. It's also great for putting an applique where you're going to do some applique on your background fabric, or transferring a pattern from a paper pattern onto the fabric. And again, we're just working on an ironing board surface, and it is making a non-permanent dent in your fabric to do the marking.
Well, thanks so much, Sally, for these wonderful reminders. So we can do straight lines, we can do curves on our templates, on our pattern pieces. Are there any other uses maybe?
You know, I use mine all the time. I do some clothing construction, and there's great hems and pockets that it works for. If you need to tuck in the edges on your quilt label when you're just getting it ready to send off, it's perfect use for that. So there's just so many. It's just a real good all-purpose tool.
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us, and I hope you enjoyed this product spotlight, and we look forward to bringing you more from the American Quilter magazine.